Hello everyone, this is Jenny from Her Crown. You are so welcome. So I'm very excited to start this video with you all because in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you all the behind the scenes that has been happening with me building the biggest hair care brand here in Nigeria. So yes, Her Crown Botanicals is the name of the company and it's going to be a global brand. However, we're starting it locally here in Nigeria. So I'm going to be sharing with you all what we've done so far, all the business updates, all the behind the scenes, everything you need to know because we're building a community of women that love their hair and have healthy hair. So I'm so excited to bring this update to you all. So if you would like to know everything that has been happening with Her Crown Botanicals, then please keep on watching this video. It's been a long time coming starting this company. So off the bat, the company is registered. But before I give you guys all the behind the scenes of the process of registering, let me just backtrack a bit to it's been long. To be honest, if you've been following my journey, you will kind of know that this is what I've always wanted. However, this actually started as something tangible in 2018 when I decided to start my previous YouTube channel. So I told myself that I will start the YouTube channel, and when I go into a certain level, I will start my company, right? Well, as at that time, I didn't know the name, I didn't know how I would go about it, and I was still in school. And I think along the line, I kind of forgot what I always wanted to do. And somehow, if you want to talk about the one regret that I have so far in this process, is not starting earlier. Because when you start earlier, you have an opportunity to make all the mistakes faster, get the mistakes out of the way so that you can actually make progress. However, I didn't. At some point, I even forgot why I started in the first place. I've always been someone that has been so good with my hands when it comes to cooking, when it comes to making DIY stuff. Like, I've always been so good at it, and it's something that I always knew that I was good at. However, I didn't sit down to write the vision down. Now, you know the thing. So guys, this video is not really scripted, but it's just me gisting you guys, and I want you guys to come along with me because I promise you it's going to make sense. So you know when they say write the vision down, make it plain, so that anyone who sees it will run with it. The truth is that once you conceive ideas in your head, once you have a dream, you have an idea to start something, if you do not write it down, if you do not take the time out to see how you make this a reality, the truth is that it will probably always be an idea in your head. And then what will start to happen sometimes is that the ideas that you have, because it's God giving you that idea and you're not running with it, He's also giving 50 other people. So on social media, you'll just see something that you actually conceived. Now, this is not you copying somebody's idea. This is not you being influenced. You were actually influenced by God, but you didn't run with it. You didn't write the vision down. And so other people picked it up in the spirit and they wrote it and they are running with it. So I think that's what has happened to me over time. I just not putting action behind the ideas that God has given me, not writing it down, not putting action, and even sometimes taking the action, but because the vision is not well fleshed out, because there's no plan to get from point A to point B, because we are winging things, it's not working out, it's not progressing. I think that's what just happened. And I think I just got influenced by the story of the woman. I don't know now if it was Elijah or Elisha, but he told her to get as much jars as she could get, that God was going to fill it up with wine. Do you get? And she got those jars and she borrowed from neighbors. And so it was the amount of capacity she had that was filled up. So I realized that when you have a vision, when you have a plan, when you have an idea from God, if you do not build capacity to receive pouring into it, it is the amount that you build that will be filled up. So I realized with this whole starting of a hair brand, and actually it's actually a hair brand and a skincare brand, but more on the skincare part later. So even not fleshing out how to go about this hair care brand was what stalled me from 2018. You see, 2018, this is 2026, so it's been 8 years of conceiving these ideas, and 8 years later, I'm now finally putting the idea into plan. So I think a part of the aim of this video is just basically to just kind of motivate you to start putting action behind the good ideas that you've received. Because if you don't, it will just be an idea forever. Then maybe you'll be 40 years old, 50 years old, regretting why you didn't start that business. That's the first step. Now, the next thing is that, okay, yes, I forgot and then I remembered and all that. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to start. And then what's the first thing I did? The first thing I did was that I was like, okay, over time, like filming content has always been, for especially like for the hair brand, for hair in general, has always been an uphill task, because I never had like a dedicated space in my house to film this content. So it means that anytime I want to film, I have to make a space, I have to make it happen, I have to set up an area. But I thought to myself, what if I create an area that is totally dedicated to filming? Because as someone that is also a mom, and by the way, if you don't know, I'm a mom of 3. As someone that is also a mom, I realized that if I do not set a system that will make it easier to film content, because right now, if you're going to be a business owner here in Nigeria, if you're going to own a hair care brand or thing, you must create content. So if I do not set an area dedicated to it, if I have to go through 250 steps to film a content, I may not end up doing it. Or if I do it, because of the stress involved in actually setting up, I may not do it as frequently and as regularly as I should. So I set up this area. So I'm just going to show you guys behind the scene of how the office is looking like. I had to move some things around. I had to dedicate a room. Now it's not easy, and I know that it's not everybody that can do this. But I just decided that, you know what, let me make the sacrifice. Yes, I could use here for something else, I could, have 3 children, but in my head I'm like, 3 small kids don't need 3 rooms right now. So let me use this space for something that will eventually give us more money to afford a house that, okay, yes, I know it's me and my partner, me and my husband doing it, but you get the whole point. Like, you have to see, okay, which is the most important right now. And I realized that the most important right now is to build this thing that can eventually lead to more things, right? So I set up this area, I painted it. This TV console that you can see right here, like, it was for my parlor, and I realized that my children are climbing, especially my toddler, climbing on top of this thing, breaking it and all that. I was like, okay, they don't need it, they're using it to enjoy themselves, let me just move it to my office to fill up the area. I got a mirror, I painted, I got equipment, and so far it's working for me and I love it. Another thing I did was, so I'm getting to the actual registration of the business part, so stay with me. Another thing I did was I got a ring light that actually can film with power bank, because another issue I was having was with regards to light. So it's like, okay, do I have to on the generator? Like, just removing all the hurdles to get to my goal is what I try to do this time around. So that's one of the tips I would say. Now, on the registration of the business part, so over on the screen you can see that I have my CAC documents, and I'm so grateful and I'm so thankful. And actually, I'm a lawyer, so if you are interested in registering business, oh god, I can't believe I'm plugging myself in this, but actually I wanted to not, but I'm like, okay, I could help you, I could register your business for you. You can hit me up on Her Crown Botanicals at gmail.com. So I registered it as a company, because again, there's only a limit that business name can do for you, right? As a business name. But I wanted to have a company because of the vision I'm trying to go for. So I would just say that you have to really think of where you're going and start to do all the things to get to where you're going. So because I know that I want this to be a household name, I couldn't go for business name. I had to go for a private limited company, and I registered that. And it took a bit of time because I started registering that in December, and because it was the December break and CAC had some glitches and all that, it took longer. So it took about 6 weeks to get you registered, but typically within a month you'll be able to register your company. So yeah, so this is one of the things that I did. I opened a business account. So it's just, again, building capacity. Like, you can't say you want to start a global hair care brand or even any business at all, guys. So I think what I'm trying to do in this video, because I'm still trying to figure out what exactly I'm trying to carry you guys along, but I'm also trying to give you some tips, because I know that somebody here watching this video may want to start a hair care brand or any other brand and is trying to figure out how they will go about it. So yeah, so that's why I'm kind of dropping tips as well. So I realized that if I'm sending Jennifer something something as my account, that is screaming petty trade. That's screaming, like, even petty traders have their own business accounts. So I know, yes, there's this whole the new tax laws and trying to understand it and trying to see how it will affect your business and all that. But I just told myself, you know what? You're doing big things. So if you're going to do big things, you behave like someone doing big things. Don't go small. Don't go small and say, listen, if you can do it now, do it. So I opened a business account so that when I'm sending account number to pay for the product you buy, you will see the company name and you know that, okay, it's serious. That way you can pitch to different people, you can pitch, and they will know that, okay, this person is serious. Another thing I did was that I came up with a business plan and I started pitching to investors, because I think here this is now leading me to some of the hitches that I may have been getting, like with building this brand. And I think one of the hitches is just getting funding, because honestly I think that has to be the biggest thing, especially when I don't even know if it's unfortunately, but right now I do not have a business partner. This is kind of an idea that I'm running with alone, and I realized that if I'm going to go fast, I need to get funding. So there are some of the things I'm doing, of which if you have more ideas on how to raise capital for business that doesn't necessarily involve borrowing, you can leave it down in the description box. But one of the things I'm doing, like there's this TEF, like Tony Elumelu Foundation grant, where they give $5,000 to business owners. So that's something I'm going to apply for. Again, you cannot apply for TEF without having a business, right? Without having a business account, without having your tax identification number. So those are the things that I'm doing. So I'm basically trying to position this to be ready for any opportunity. I'm trying to position this brand for any opportunity that will come and all that. Now, one of the issues that I have encountered with regards to starting a hair care brand here in Nigeria is also the issue of standardization of raw materials. Guys, I think this has to be the biggest issue. Yes, I know that funding is an issue, but finding honest raw material vendors, like for cosmetic material vendors, is like the hardest thing ever. Like, I'll tell you one experience sourcing for materials, because my products, most of them largely are still in the testing phase, even though some are finished. So I'll keep giving you guys updates as we go. And one of the things I realized is that vendors are simply not truthful. Some are selling fakes. Like, one of the issues I also encountered is that some are selling products that already have fragrances in it. And as a skincare brand, try to position yourself in a certain way. And this is with regards to as a hair care brand, but this is with regards to the skincare aspect, because Her Crown Botanicals is actually both a hair care and a skincare brand. But because this page is mostly about hair, that's why I'm focusing more on the hair brand. But so imagine producing products like for kids, right? And you're positioning yourself as a brand that doesn't use fragrance. Then you're sourcing for ingredients and you're finding out that the ingredients you sourced for, right, the raw materials, they've already included fragrance inside. Like, it's so crazy. And I think as part of carrying you guys on the behind the scenes, you see me trying to get suppliers that are authentic, that won't sell you fake, that are also affordable, because some people are simply just ludicrous in their pricing. So yeah, I think this is like the major problem that I would say I've encountered, but we are tackling it, and along the way I'm going to share how I'm tackling it. And yes, there's one major thing I want to mention. Now, I know that this particular channel has been mostly about sharing hair education and my hair journey, but one of the angles that we're going to take in this year 2026 is that we're going to also be sharing the behind the scenes of building a hair care brand here in Nigeria. So if you're also someone that is coming across me for the first time, make sure you subscribe, because I'm going to be giving you guys all the insights, all the behind the scenes. And I want to put a face to this brand. I don't want it to be something that when you people purchase, because I know that you will, because the products work. I don't want it to be something that is like, oh, who is the one? I don't want there to be mystery behind this brand. So we're going to be authentic in our process. We're also going to be authentic in the ingredients we are putting inside the products. One other thing I want to talk about is what to expect from Her Crown Botanicals. So apart from carrying guys on the behind the scenes, what are we actually working on? We are coming up with a lot of hair care products that are botanically infused with herbs, African herbs that work, and it's all on the way. So the first one we're coming up with is our postpartum regrowth oil. Now, more on that later. Like, so this year we're going to be producing or bringing out two very effective oils. We're going to be bringing out a hair tool for people who want to start their hair journey and just need every single thing. We're going to have that. We're going to also have a digital product. So I'm so excited for the journey. And like, I don't even know how to explain it, but this is a dream come true. This is me trying to build something great, and I feel like whoever is watching this video will be able to say, okay, I watched her when she did this first thing, and I'm going to just keep along the journey and see how she progresses. Now let's talk about the skincare aspect of Her Crown Botanicals. So Her Crown Botanicals is actually a hair and skincare manufacturing and coaching company, right? So for the skincare brand, the reason for the skincare brand, I'm not actually going to be putting a lot of it here. I think I'll communicate where I'll put it with, because I don't want to confuse. I don't even know if I can do that because this channel is kind of super niche. But I actually have butter creams and body butters for both adults and for children. What made me start the skincare aspect of Her Crown Botanicals? Actually, what made me start is because I gave birth to twins and I bought body products for them. I bought creams for them, and I just bought it because I was advised, like they directly like, oh, this product is very good. I already had what I'll buy in mind, but they advised me to go with one, and I won't call the name because I'm not really about bashing brands and all that. You know, they have their own market and people that believe in them, and also I'm not going to do that here. But I was bathing one of my babies, and I just said, I think I was creaming them. I was like, what's even? They said, when this thing smells funny. I don't know. There was just something about the smell I didn't like. I was like, let me even check the ingredient list. And I checked the ingredient list, and I realized that there were bleaching agents inside the cream. And I was so flabbergasted. I was like, so you can't even trust that baby care products would have the common sense to know that you are not meant to put any strong active in a child's product, right? So I was so like disappointed about it, and so I just said, you know what, I'm going to make a safe product for my babies. I'm not going to give my babies issues from birth. I'm going to be a responsible, intentional mom. And so after paying and going for formulation classes, I started, and then doing the one for adults because mommies need to look cute. You know, I started it, but it's not just for mommies, it's for anybody. So yeah, I think that's why I started the skincare aspect of it, and it's been so fantastic so far. In fact, I'm going to carry you guys along, you know, behind the scenes of it. I'm going to try it out and see how it performs though, like, because I have orders that I need to fulfill sometime this week. So I will carry you guys on the behind the scenes on doing the skincare body butters for babies and for adults, because I'm shipping it off to the UK. So I think I will carry you guys along with that journey so that you guys can see what we're doing and all that. So I think that's all the updates I have for the skincare. Right now, the skincare line of Her Crown Botanicals is available. It's not funny how this is a hair care, majorly hair care brand, but the skincare aspect of it is already ready. That's just so ironic. Anyway, so there's that. So what do I want you to take away? I think I just want you to see the journey in full form. I think I just want you to see that this is what's the direction that I've gone. This is the update on everything that has been happening. And I really would want you all to join the email list, right? Because in the email list, I'll be giving you guys more intricate behind the scenes on what's going on. You'll be the first person to know about the products. You'll be the first person to get a discount when a discount is running. Like, you just have access to all the freebies, all the behind the scenes, and you'll be able to join an actual community. So there are two things. There's the email list, which I want you all to subscribe to. It's going to be on the screen, it's going to be in the description box, and it's going to be in the comment section. I also want you all to join the WhatsApp channel. That's the inner circle. Now in this WhatsApp channel, we're going to be sharing our personalized journey and all the hair coaching in the WhatsApp channel would be free, so make sure you join it, also in the description and in the comments. And yeah guys, I think the simplest thing you can do is to subscribe to this channel, follow the journey, learn about hair, learn about skin, and yeah, let's win together in 2026. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye guys.